The Silence Before Midnight, Episode 7. The Choice. People like to believe that when a moment returns, they will choose differently, that given a second chance, they will be braver, faster, and better. But that's not always true, because when the moment comes back, it doesn't feel like a second chance, it feels exactly the same. Same fear, same confusion, same weight, and most times people repeat themselves. Kojo Bedu stood in the studio, staring at the blinking line. 11:57. The phone was still ringing. The same time, the same silence before it, the same pressure in his chest. But this time, he knew he had heard it already. His own voice warning him, don't pick up the call. That warning sat heavy in his mind. Not like advice, not like a command, more like walk away, leave it, break the pattern. The line kept ringing, steady, patient, waiting. Kojo's hands hovered over the console because now the moment had split into two parts. One he had already heard, one he had not. And the difference between them was a single decision. He stepped back, just slightly, not enough to leave, but enough to create distance. Because something inside him was afraid, not of the call, but of what would happen if he answered it. The voice in the recording had said something else, something worse. You didn't just stand there, you made sure no one else stopped. Kojo swallowed hard, because if that was true, then this wasn't about inaction. This was about intention. The line kept ringing again. And for the first time since this began, Kojo did something different. He didn't reach for it. He turned away. One step, then another, slow, deliberate, like a man testing whether he was allowed to leave. The studio felt heavier with each step, like the air itself was resisting him. But he kept moving, past the decks, past the microphone, towards the door. The line kept ringing behind him, unanswered, unacknowledged, until it stopped. Silence. Kojo froze, because that had never happened before. The call didn't stop. They ended. They dropped. They vanished. But they were never ignored. Not like this. He turned back slowly. The console was still. No blinking light. No incoming call. Nothing. For a brief moment there was relief. A small, fragile relief. Maybe that was it. Maybe this was how it ended. Maybe breaking the pattern was enough. Kojo exhaled a long breath he didn't realize he had been holding. And then the light went out. Not flickering, not dimming, gone. The studio dropped into darkness, thick, immediate, total darkness. Kojo's heart slammed against his chest because now he couldn't see the console, he couldn't see the clock, couldn't see anything. And in that darkness, he heard it, a sound, not from the equipment, not from the building, closer, behind him, a voice, low, familiar. It said, "You think ignoring it changes what happened?" Kojo turned sharply, but there was nothing to see, only darkness, only that voice, now moving closer. "You walked away then, and you walked away now." Kojo's breath quickened, because the voice, it wasn't coming through speakers, it wasn't distant, it was in the room with him. And then a faint red glow appeared. The clock, 11:57, still, unmoved, frozen. The voice spoke again, slower this time, heavier, as if delivering something final. "May it never be said that we stood knees deep in a river but died of thirst." Kojo shook his head, backed away, because now he understood something. Walking away was not a new choice, it was the same old one. And the moment he realized that, the light snapped back on. The studio returned, everything exactly where it should be. Normal, quiet, empty, but the console, the line was ringing again. Brighter this time, more urgent, as if the moment had reset. And if the choice had not been accepted, Kojo stared at it, because now he understood the truth. This wasn't about avoiding the call. This wasn't about escaping the moment. This was about facing it correctly. And somewhere deep inside, something finally settled. Not fear, not confusion. Something clearer, something sharper. Understanding. He stepped forward, slow, certain, and this time, when his hands reached the console, it didn't hesitate. Because now he wasn't reacting, he was choosing. And whatever happens next would not be a repeat. This, my dear listeners, is the end of episode 7. I'll catch you all tomorrow with episode 8. Remember, follow this page for more interesting stories such as this.